Hello everyone, this is Charles BridgTec with another flashlight review, this time from Imalent. Now this here is their RS50. Now I was sent this from Imalent directly. They wanted me to test and review. This light comes in this box. So let's wait no further. Let's open it up, see what's in. Little bugger to get this little sleeve off here. Now you do have some instructions here, warm-up tips, etc. How to take apart the light to get to the batteries, should you want to put them in a dedicated charger, which is what I do. Comes with a magnetic charging cable here. Now one is for the actual fan assembly and one for the light. They're both identical. Two O-rings and an extra screw. Now this screw you definitely want to keep an extra of, and I'll show you that later in the video. And we also have a user manual. Now because this is on the small side, multi-languages, both sides, I'm going to go ahead and post these specs here on the screen for you. As you can see there, now it puts out 20,000 lumens on the highest output. So that is substantially less than the MS08, but the difference between this one and the previous one I did a review on, this is more of a throwing type of beam, so it's got more range on it. And we've got the holster. They bundle it in here and kind of overlap it here. Nice D-ring, nice wide belt loop, double stitched material, quick release. Now the back here is soft and it is lined, so it's not going to scratch your light. We'll go over that more later. Now let's go ahead and get this light out. And there it is. Now this RS50 uses the same host as the MS08. Only difference is it uses the different LED in here. So now let's go ahead and remove this protection piece there. This is two cooling fans. This is what they call a shroud, and it goes over the outside of the flashlight, kind of gives a little bit of space between you and the metal of the light. You can table stand that, of course. And of course you do have the charging port here for the shroud, and then you have the charging port here, which is for the flashlight. A lot of areas where heat can still dissipate from the body, and while you're holding it, you're not touching that hot metal. Power switch for the fan assembly. Show it to you up close. Turning it on, turning it off. And you can hear it, they're really quiet. In my opinion, they're not super high RPM, so I think that's why. but it just looks really mean. Feels comfortable in the hand either way that you carry it, and you can easily touch that side switch. Now you know automatically if this is not going to turn it on, you automatically know to just turn it around, and you've got this button here. So it is easy to find in the dark because there's nothing else like that. There's only 2 indentations on the body. So and again, this style and design is very nice. I'm really liking it. It's almost excellent, and you know, it's not really a con, but the fact is that you have to unscrew, take the shroud off to get to the batteries, take them out, put them in a dedicated charger. You know, I kind of wish it was just an easily unscrew from here. So maybe hopefully another design they can have it on here and still have the battery carrier separate from the body, so you can still just quickly take the batteries out and charge them. Hint hint, Imalent. Alright, so now let's go ahead and start on the smooth reflectors. There's 8 Cree XHP 50.3 LEDs. Now these are the new LEDs from them. They don't have any domes on them, so it's definitely unique to this light. My first light to have that LED in it. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and take it apart here. Now, what I had some questions on in Facebook group, had some personal messages as well, is when you do take the screw off, you want to make sure that you have this body snug in there. So I usually just use my hand, hold it here, screw in. Now as snug as you can so the light doesn't rattle around in the shroud. That's what that looks like there without the light in it. Alright, now let's go ahead and take a look here at the light without its shroud here. Areas of cooling is these areas here where the fans are on. Now you can see the activity LED, which is for the batteries. Now you don't have to use the shroud, but I definitely recommend it if you're going to use the higher outputs of 10,000 lumens or more. Now that we got the shroud off, the machining and finish on this is very nice. Power switch is pretty much flush. So it's definitely nice that they kept the design simple across the models of lights. Only difference, of course, is the internals. Now the charging port here is pretty straightforward, nothing difficult. Now this particular one is actually pretty nice because they've kind of perfected on it. So now when you want to charge the light, you can see it goes right straight to the sweet spot and it doesn't move around. Once it's in there, it literally doesn't move at all. So that was nice because some of the previous first generation design, they kind of slid off. They didn't have that little lip here on the head of the light. That looks good. So that's how you charge it, one way. So now let's go ahead and open this up and I'll show you the insides. Now there is a protection piece here. You want to remove that. Now I save these, so I use them when I'm storing the light because I definitely don't want the batteries to drain. So well greased threads. Here's the head of the light, straight contact point. And of course, same thing as the MS-08. This runs 3 21700 cells. These are 4000 milliamp. These are a 20 amp cell, including the protection piece. These are definitely some powerhouses, and this light needs it. We got the springs down there, real heavy duty down in there. Alright, so now we'll get it all back together, and now put it all back in the shroud. A couple little extra steps you got to do. Once you get that, you're back in business for this. And here, all you want to do is match up the actual hole here, where the power switch is. So you're going to go ahead and turn that in, line it up. Like I said, I hold it like that, real nice and tight. You want to put the screw in. Sometimes it's a little bit of a bugger to get in there, but it's not too bad. Now we've got it tight. It's not rattling around in there. It's good and snug. Now let's go through the UI. UI is pretty straightforward. We're going to turn it on. Simply turning it off, turning it on, turning it off. Now we're going to turn it on and press and hold side switch to go to the next level. Press and hold, press and hold. Wow, that's crazy. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the fans here. Got them turned on. I'm going to go through those light outputs, press it down and hold if you want. Just like that. Once you get to the highest level of the UI, you can double click to get turbo. Wow, that's crazy. And press down and hold to go back down to the highest output on the UI. Now if you do want to get to the special mode, this thing is heating up my hand from over a foot away. It's incredible. Now we're going to go ahead and double click, get turbo again, double click to get strobe. And that is a constant rate there, as I can see on the flash, so it is distracting. Whew. Closing my eyes. Double click again, we'll go back to turbo if you want. Press down and hold. We'll go back down to the last light output that we had it on, and we're right back to the regular UI. So if we want to go right here, turn it off, turn it on. It does have memory mode. Back down to the lowest. Okay, so now that we turn that off, now we're going to lock this light out. Now because this light, you can't manually lock out the light by twisting the barrel, you're going to click the side switch 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got the confirmation blink. Now the light will not come on whatsoever, but you got the little blinking LED there. Sorry, there we go. Kind of hard to see because it is being blocked by the fan. Simply 1, 2, 3, 4. You now have the confirmation blink and the light turns back on. Now another thing you might want to do with this light is you want to have it on standby. Say like you know a storm is coming in, you have the potential for your power to go out and you want to be able to locate the light, you can press and hold from off. Now it's really hard to see in there, but you can see the little LED really faint, and that's because of the shroud. So it's real faint in there. When you want to see the light, find it in the dark, because of this shroud. Oh, there we go, right there. When you want to see it in the dark, you definitely want to have those on. Now because of the shroud, it's going to be a little bit harder, but even in pitch blackness, you can put this, you can still faintly see it through those fans. So that's still an option. Press and hold, turn that off, just like that. So that's another nice feature that this light has. Now again, with this RS50, really solid and rugged design, definitely a nice feature with their lights. First I've ever seen where it actually hugs the light where you can hold it. A lot of the other lights have a handle, kind of keep you away from the body, but this here keeps it close to it and still being able to cool it off a little bit. Now again, this is a super high output light, so you know it's gonna step down regardless, so turbo is definitely for short bursts. If you use it for up to a minute, it should be fine. It'll cycle automatically if you forget, like I do sometimes. And if it's colder out there, you might get a little bit more. It just really depends on how much battery power you have, as well as your environmental temperature. Alright, well I'm super excited, so let's go ahead and take this RS50 out there, see how it does in the wilderness. We are out here in the darkness with the Imalent RS50. Got the fan already on. It's cold out here, super cold that is, with that wind chill. We're gonna get started here. The water spout. Water spout, 35 feet. Look at the light output on the lowest setting. And this is pretty bright for this size of light. Now this here is 65 feet to this tree from where I'm standing. Give you an idea. Fans are on again. Want to make sure that I have this ice cold before I hit those turbos. And it is making a tree of life. Now that's 138 feet from where I'm standing. Now if you have any doubts with my flashlight testing area here and their distances, I have a link below the video where I do Google Sky View for you, and you can check it out should you have any doubt. This tree here, 65 feet from where I'm standing. There's the beam on the fence, kind of give you an idea. Let's go to the next level. There we go, a little jump there. Really nice, wide spill on this. Now I noticed this has a little bit more of a hot spot, and it's concentrated, so it does look good. It does have a little more range than the MS-08. Let's go to the next level here. See how it does. Now it's really come alive here, more than usable on the spill, that large hot spot. Now that tree there behind the tree of life is 238 feet. Easily making it across the park there to the playgrounds. And my fingers are freezing. And the wind chill is what's killing me out here. There it is there. Tree line, fence line. Gonna see here. Go back over here. I'll make sure I show the school. And faintly making those palm trees. Yeah, it's real faint. Alright. Let's go to the next level. See how it does. Again. Nice even spacing. Making the palm trees there a little bit better now. $238 feet there to the tree behind the tree of life. Making those trees way out there. Look at that. This thing is incredible. There's the park. Playgrounds across the park. There it is. Wow. Let's just kind of do a beam profile here. You guys could see this thing. It's just insane. Look at that. Wow. This thing shines up everything. Nice range on this thing before and after here. Alright, you ready? Let's do turbo. Still got some good battery power. You can sort of see the green light there. Let's do turbo. I knew it. Look at that. Oh man. This thing is insane. Oh. Some kind of seagull or something. Some live action there for you. That wasn't scripted either. Look at that. And the runtime on turbo is very impressive. It's super cold out here, so it's probably why. It's just stepping down a little bit now. You can kind of see. We'll do turbo again here. Check it out. Do turbo here one more time. Accidentally hit the wrong button. There we go. Just for fun's sake here. This thing is just incredible. Alright. Want it over here. Now even when it steps down, it's just a huge amount of light. Getting a new camera, so see how the night shots will improve or not. Okay, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed those night shots. Definitely this thing has some incredible range, especially for a multi-LED light. Does have further distance throwing capabilities because of these particular LEDs. The other one's a little bit more wide, kind of a floody beam to it. This here definitely has less flood. Does have a little bit more of a hot spot on there, as you could see. So the LEDs here are definitely helping with distance. Impressive overall light output, even on the lower light outputs. And this here ran 6500 lumens with no step down. Of course, you're going to get step down as the batteries drain, but that constant light output without step down, the 3500 lumens on this is more than enough for most applications. This here 6500 lumens is incredible amount of light, but the 3500 is more than enough for everyday adventure out there. This here having 20,000 lumens is just really incredibly bright, and it's short-lived, but that's typical. But you do have that short burst if you need it for 20-30 seconds. Press and hold that back down to go back down to the last light output you had. So Imalent is definitely always pushing the boundaries when it comes to flashlights and technology. So I take my hats off to them. This is definitely a keeper for my own collection. I have done many reviews of their lights since 2010, and these here, you know, been pure enjoyment for me to have done all these lights over the years. Alright, so now let's go ahead and take a look at it in the holster, kind of show you guys what it looks like. Pretty straightforward design, and it covers the light just enough here on the bottom, same way it does with the MS-08. Now it doesn't stick out past the holster, so that's nice, but the shroud is plastic, so you don't have to worry about scratching up your light. Alright, well, I want to thank Imalent for sending me this RS50 to review. Now, if this is something you are interested in getting, I have a special discount code. Also, I will leave a link down in the description where you can go to Imalent directly. They ship worldwide, so there's no issues there. And that'll help you save some money on this flashlight kit, just in case you're interested in getting it. Well, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please share, like, and subscribe. That way I can bring more of these brand new, all new flashlights from Imalent to you in the future. Thanks for watching. Take care.